just injury updates. It looks like everybody but John Day is out there. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
Jamal's been cleared and Ronald's been cleared.
Yeah, Ronald's cleared for sure. Jamal, that was like the last little test there for him, and it looks like everything's good. So knock on wood, everything goes well from here on out with him.
Okay. The first Montreal game this season didn't go well for y'all. What do you remember about that game, and what contributed to why it was such a poor performance?
Yeah, the first half we struggled to kind of get more pressure to the ball and a little bit higher up the pitch. We were playing a different shape in that moment, and then at halftime we made some adjustments, and it worked for I would say about 5 or 6 minutes. We end up then getting the red card, and then from there we were playing very defense minded and trying to hit on the counter attack, which we did quite often. We just never end up making either right pass or end up actually shooting. So we felt like we created enough chances, if you will, but didn't actually put anything on target. So now it's an 11-11 game from the start, and we'll keep it that way and try to improve from there. It's definitely a different game and a different moment in the season for sure.
I asked you about shots on goal after the Philadelphia game. You said you weren't too concerned that y'all only had one shot on goal. Looking at the past few games, the shots on goal have decreased. When you're in a situation where you have to win now to improve the probability of making the playoffs, does the shots on goal matter?
The goals matter, really.
Okay.
I mean, because at the end of the day, we one shot on goal and then we score. Would I like there to be more? Yeah, sure. We at this moment of the season, if I just tell them, hey, shoot more and more and more, does that help? Maybe not, because it could just be chaotic. If we have, what if Philly had 24 shots or something, 20, and we had half that, or whatever it was, whatever the stat was in total shots, but the score was 1-1. So now it's, how can we be effective? It's what I've said to you guys before. How can we be effective with everything we do, whether it's 6 shots or whether it's 10 shots or 20? Would I like there to be more? Yeah, sure. But whatever moment we are in the season, like, we have to just take care of the quality chances that we do create.
So you were happy with the I guess the quality chance production.
Well, it's tough. No, I'm not, because I want to win the game. I want there to be 2 goals and not 1. So there's that part. But if you look at the first half, there's a cutback chance that Danny Rios potentially has. There's the chance from Pedro Amador where he plays it. Danny doesn't hit on frame. This doesn't go on frame, but there's a chance being created. There's something there, and then we score the goal. Then Danny ends up having a slip pass that he gets a chance to go and score again. I think there was more in the game there for us to kind of be on the front foot, and then it depends. I don't want to sit on the data when it suits me and when it doesn't suit me. But the expected goals look good. But expected goals, I've told you guys before, means nothing unless you actually score it. So, it's the quality of shots, great. But then ultimately, at the end of everything, it's about scoring the goals. I've told you before, the possession doesn't really matter if you're not doing anything with it. And there's been loads of games recently where we're like, hey, we got more possession and your expected goals are high, but we need to win.
Right.
So we need 3 points. So it's just about being intentional about what we do and making sure that whatever chance we have, we get the most out of it.
With John Day being out, you tried some different players at left wing and in that left pocket. What are you looking for out of that position, and who's maybe done better at what you're looking for?
Yeah, I mean, look, we need people that can do both sides of the ball. So you're looking at something different. In the Philly, we were looking at, Wolfie to be able to give us, 60 minutes of work that get up and down both sides of the pitch, strong into tackles, things like that, because we knew it would be a tough game in that way. They attack a lot down their right side, as well as the left, but the right side recently with Quinn Sullivan have been doing really well. So that's something to be mindful of. Edwin's been very impactful off the bench. He's dealing with knee issues as well as, and that's not what I'm kind of resting on, but he's very impactful in the 30 minutes or the minutes that he's played. We need to make sure he can do both sides of it as well. So when he comes in the game, or if he was to start a game, that he can do that for 60 to 90 minutes, whatever is called upon. Johnny went out there for a little bit, and when we went to make some substitutions, and he's somebody that can help us in possession. He can also do the work up and down because he does it in the central position. So, there's other players that can play in that spot. We definitely have been having to make shift a little bit with the squad we got, but no excuses, and we just try to get the best out of the team that we can.
One of the key things about Montreal is that high line that they like to play. Does it help in a way that you've played 2 teams that they're different, but they create urgency on the ball? They make you have to play faster because of their press. Does that help you in a way for guys looking for the ball over the top?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, it's whatever the game gives you, they should be looking to play. So if a team sits off you, then you should have urgency to play quickly and in front of them maybe, and then try to drag them out. If it's a team that goes and presses you, how quickly can you get back to front and get in behind them? So There was a little bit of, I felt like there was a little bit of what you're talking about when Tristan came in the game with the link with the Johnny and Pedro to then get forward and then behind. So things like that can help. They're always different games, so we look at different ways we can hurt the opponent.
With the compressed schedule, like, how hard is it right now to analyze the last 2 games that were good results on the road in a vacuum, but maybe not what you need right now, and then get ready for Montreal, which is a different kind of opponent?
Yeah, it's really hard. I think you asked me the question after about the result. Maybe I think it might have been you.
Yeah.
But it's like at the beginning of the year, you're like, great, these 2 points would be awesome. I think they're 2 of the harder places to play in the league, but it doesn't mean enough because you need those 3 points at that moment. But we can't do anything about what happened. So the past is in the past, whether it was good or bad, and now we move forward. So look at the new opponent and look at how we can get 3 points at home. We need the urgency to right from the start, but all the way through. So we can't lose it in the first 15 minutes and think that you're going to score everything in the first 15. It's a 90-minute game played all the way through. So just as important for them that they get off to a hot start as well. So I expect our team to have urgency and to know what's on the line there.
It's probably too early for this, but you're not going to have anyone like watching the other scores, right? So
No.
if you're winning the game, making adjustments based upon the other results.
No, we have to win. So we have to win and put pressure on teams. So if we win our game on Wednesday, that's what's most important, and then we can put some pressure on teams, and then we can go from the next one. The other scores we can't be focused on that. They're irrelevant.
I've asked you about bad starts to games because you had a few previous games. How would you describe the start against Philadelphia?
You typically ask about the negative stuff, don't you?
I ask about the stuff that people are responding to
Yeah, and look,
when they're watching the game.
yeah, look, I want
I thought it was a better start.
the Philadelphia one. Yeah, I mean, I think I know that opponent in that environment is difficult. So we knew we were gonna have to weather the storm. I thought we could play more. Like when there was times where we could play and then build our attack, and then we started to try to go in behind right away. Instead, they were dropping off to let us play. I thought that was a moment where, in the first 25 minutes, that we could have maybe established more possession to kind of slow things down and put it in our pace. And we weathered the storm for about 20 to 25 minutes, and then from there we had some more possession and we were higher up the field, and then from there it carried on. The momentum carried from then into the second half. So I thought it was better. I can't describe it to people on the outside, but it's tough to go play there. They're an experienced group. They know what they're doing. So that getting that result was huge. Like that shows that, one, they came back in it, and two, that point I think will go a long way. Now that shows that you don't give up, and then you get 3 points at home, and then now the whole story looks a little bit different.
You're able to come back after that. How important was it for you to see the team be able to come back from that 1-goal deficit and then be able to ride it out to the end and not allow them to have another opportunity?
Yeah, I mean, it's huge. We said before that I was posing to them look, let's be on the front foot. Let's make sure we get the first goal. We didn't, and then they get it. And I said they get goals in bunches. A lot of times this year, we played them last year in Philadelphia. We were at 37th minute. They scored 3 goals in 8 minutes. Game's essentially over. They did it against us here at home. They scored 2 goals in 4 minutes. So we knew that they could score in bunches. So it's about having composure, and I think that they showed that. It was difficult. They get scored on. They've been working really hard. We made a substitution, and then all of a sudden I think it kind of went our way a little bit after about 10 minutes. Then we end up scoring 10, 11 minutes. We end up scoring. So it was important to see that kind of reaction from the group. We've had a lot of that over the last couple games. So I lean on the positive of it is that we're fighting back in it, great, but can we not fight back in it? Can we be on the front foot and push those teams away? That'd be my preference.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Rob.